Besaid first. What do you guys think? Should we go get the Besaid Destruction Sphere and Aeon, or should we start off with some Blitzball first? What do you guys think? Because I need to do like 6 to 7 games of Blitzball still. Yeah, let's go get Destruction. I'll have to buy some tomorrow. I have some nasty ass 99 shots in my fridge. I could be daring. They're nasty? Oh, I mean, if you want to get to that alcohol, right? All right. Let's switch the game. Let's go get that Destruction Sphere then. What is my console capture at? Let's turn that down. I had that turned up for Alan Wake, I think. I think I'd like to be a little higher here because of game stuff. Oh, you have some Jack and Coke cans? That actually sounds good. I would drink that. Sir, have you been drinking? Yeah, we'll blame it on my cat. We'll blame it on Brock. If anybody asks, I don't actually have much alcohol here. I have some beer in the fridge for a friend that left it, and I don't really like beer that much, so... Yeah, blame it on the cat. Blame it on the pets, Tiny. That's how it goes. All right. Here, let's... Let me make sure I save, and then we'll go get the Destruction Sphere. Here, I'm gonna refresh it one more time. Because just sometimes the game audio's off a little bit. Where's my fucking game console capture? Here we go. I'm gonna refresh it quick because my sound comes directly through the capture card. So
the final showdown.
You don't like Jack and Goat? What?
I say let's get this show on the road.
Man, he's loud, isn't he? I'll turn you down a little bit. I like Jack and Coke. I like I like Honey Jack and Sprite though. That's really good. I meant Ash. No, we're blaming my cat. We're blaming my cat. It's fine. It's fine, Mark. It's too late. You like vodka and Fireball or Fireball? I don't. I've drank. I like vodka too, but I like the Honey Jack with Sprite. I don't know if I've had Fireball. Maybe one shot of Fireball before. Fail. I like the fail. Yeah, stop whining about it. They are delicious. Yeah, I agree with Swig. I actually like that. It's all yours, so come get it. Oh, hey. Yeah, everyone go check out Emmy Chan, another friend of the stream. Awesome, wonderful person. Blackbelt says, drink it straight, be a man. Hey, no toxic masculinity here. You can drink it however you want. But yeah, but drink it like a... No, I'm joking. He's been saying the final showdown for like a month now. Yeah, every time I talk to this guy, he reminds me that I'm failing right now. Crown Apple and Coke. I've actually had Crown Apple. I think I've had Crown Apple and Sprite before because I actually asked someone what was good to mix with like a non-caffeinated drink at a show I was at, and they said Crown Apple was a good one. Everyone, that's an invitation by Tiny to eat or her whole ass. That's out there, just to let everyone know. I thought that was Conker's Bad Fur Day at first. Emmy, when are you streaming Conker's Bad Fur Day? I don't even mind Jack with a bit of soda water. That actually does sound good. Some just soda water, yeah. Just some sparkling water. Have you ever, oh shit, man, I'm having trouble. Have you ever chased liquor with pickle juice? I haven't, but I think my parents talked to me about like a pickle martini or a cucumber martini, and they really liked it, so that made me go. Black Belt laughing at that. Good for him. Yeah, I actually have a little bit of Honey Jack left over there. Open invite, there you go. I eat ass for breakfast. Mark. We're gonna pin that. Only 20 minutes, Mark, not forever, don't worry. I have it, but that sounds good. What, that? Oh, the pickle juice? Thank you for the eye game. Everyone gets a star. Thank you for the stars, Tiny, I appreciate you. And the ooh face. What kind of beer you got, Ash? Fuck. I don't know what it is. It's a light beer because it was my ex's favorite type of beer, and she always drank light beers. But it's like the tall cans of light beer. I think it starts with a W or something. I have a bad fur. I just need time to. Oh, you do have it. Emmy, you can play it. There we go. It's 95% takes the burn away instantly. Oh, so it's a good chaser because the pickle juice just gets rid of the burn. I have yet to experience the burn. I have done hard shots of strong alcohol, and I don't have a burn. And someone was telling me just different people react differently to the alcohol. I haven't gotten a burn from it, but maybe I haven't drank enough either, so I haven't like destroyed my protective lining. I don't even know. You know what, Mark? I just scrolled down here to the part where it says I came, but I already knew it was you, by the way. I just want you to know that. Oh, it's a brown starfish. Oh, I thought it was a gold star. You know, Tiny, I just learned what pink starfish means from Benevolent, like last week. I mean, I knew it, but I didn't remember it. You know what I mean? Marras? Tuna. I once had a pickle-themed party where all the drinks and food were pickle-related. Mmm. Did you have a pickle guy over? Emmy, have you ever dealt with the pickle guy at Renfest or Renaissance Festival? The pickle vendors? I don't know why I'm thinking of that, but that should be at your party. That would literally kill me. Martinis and pickle vodka and pickle beer were all not goof. You mean good, right? But the pickle soda was fantastic. Also, pickle cotton candy? What the fuck? You're saying that's sleeper food? I don't believe you. I'm sorry. I can't agree with pickle cotton candy. I don't care if it's good.
Here we go.
I can't do it. Was it green? Was it green? Do you have pictures of it, Emmy? Emmy, if you have pictures of it, you should definitely put it on Discord. Also, everyone should check out my Discord and my TikTok and my YouTube. Alright. We don't need to save here. Okay, if I remember, where am I supposed to go? I think I'm supposed to go the other way. I kind of remember where to go, guys. It's okay. I kind of remember where to go. It's this way. Thank you for the pickle. The king's pickle is the largest of them all. Yes, I've seen the pickle guy. Okay, good, good. I'm glad the king has the biggest pickle out there. That's what matters. It was a spicy pickle cotton candy. You want me to bring you some next time I visit the cities? Yeah! When are you and Black Belt coming to the cities? We need to hang again. All of us should hang. I haven't met Black Belt in person yet. Anime and Oreo still have my gift from him, and I'm upset about that. And I know you've been taking all Black Belt's time. I barely get to talk to the guy now. But that's okay. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him. I'm not sad and lonely at all. It's making random sad faces on stream. Nah, I've been busy and like... I will say that I do love disconnecting and like decompressing after streams and after games. So I do really enjoy my alone time. So I do, just to let anybody know that does reach out to me, especially if you reach out to me after streams, I am slow at responding. I think Draco knows that I'm slow at responding sometimes. I get into this like mood where I just want to like veg out and do nothing. Oh, over Easter. I'm not going to apologize. Good for you. Good for you. Don't apologize for stealing Black Belt. Yeah, Black Belt, all you do is tease us with food. You're just a tease. You're just edging us with food, man. Damn right I do. Yeah. Draco knows. Yeah, you guys will finally drag me to a con, and I will either dress up really nice, like Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop, or I will wear my Snorlax onesie again. Also, there is also a Jexsphere near the temple. Okay, let's check that out. Alright, I forget. Is it this way? Yeah, exactly. Emmy gets to eat the food. We get teased by it. Am I going the right way? Did I go the wrong way? We'll find out. No, this is the right way. Yeah. Wait. I think so. Yeah, Mike, you missed it. I finished Alan Wake. I know you left because you didn't want to get it spoiled, right? It's a really good game. Okay. Look at us. We can fucking walk in, guys. We killed the Dark Aeon with Yojimbo. Yojimbo fucked him up. Okay, where is the Jexsphere at, though? Alan Wake was so good. Everyone should be playing that. I think I see it over here. Okay, we got a Jexsphere. Yeah, thank you, Poker. I appreciate you. My eyes have been getting used to looking for stuff now. I'm becoming a Final Fantasy pro here. I'm gonna turn my light up because my monitor light's brighter.
Smallest heap of huts I ever seen. Now, That looks like a fine place to live. Oren,
Does it? It doesn't.
My lord.
Me.
when this is over, could you bring Yuna here? I want her to lead a life far away from this conflict.
Ah.
You have my word. I will bring her here.
Thank you, Oren. You're a good friend.
Good
What are
order.
you guys doing? Let's go. I'm so hungry I could eat a shoe puff whole.
Shoe puff.
Sorry. Well, let's go then.
Shoe puffs are huge. That man would die. Yeah, but I recommend Alan Wake. Even if you haven't played the first one, Alan Wake 2 is amazing, but I recommend playing the first one because the game is, it's the inception of video games. Instead of dreams, it's the written word, but it's like the inception. It's like a story within a story folded over. It's crazy. You mean a shoe puff's ass? Yeah, he meant a shoe puff's ass. We're in the tiny mind frame right now. We only eat ass in the game. Hey, kid. I knew all along you weren't traitors. Please go through. Nice. Alright, so now I should be able to get this destruction sphere that I fucked up on. I blame the game. The game didn't, like, really tell me about it, and I went in a door, and I instantly beat the temple. So I blame the game for this. Is he good? Is the kid good for Blitzball? Is it good? We're gonna do some child labor. I'm getting into the problem where I'm playing how do you get the secondary overdrive for Valve for? I don't even know what that means. But I'm having an issue with Blitzball now. Is that the issue is I'm leveling up the enemy team so much now, they're getting kind of tough. Okay. What are we doing with the sphere here? We're trying to get the destruction sphere finally. Duh. 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 Oh, a dust cloud showed up. I want that. Welcome in, also benevolent. We were talking about starfish earlier. You missed it. I was telling them that you reminded me what a pink starfish was. Ah, nice. She gives it to you, and I can see that, and so can Jersey Girl. Hi, benevolent. Would it be crazy if teams try to recruit you? Oh yeah. We won't talk about that. Okay, Jersey Girl's here. We got elderly people watching us. We're gonna be PG right now. Tiny, be nice. I'm joking. Yeah, throw balls. Okay, am I missing something? Yeah. The Sade Sphere. What? I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. What are you talking about? What did I do? Ah, it's bright. Anyways, other food at my pickle party. Also, Emmy had a pickle party. Pickle pizza, pickle soup, pickle chips. Air fried pickle chips, potato chips, pickle wraps, pickle flavored cashews, and more. There are more pickle things available than you could imagine. I believe that. I believe. I feel like this probably pickle everything. Well, I didn't get the Dustclops? What? Screw you, Mark, and screw you, Benevolent. Just say, oh, hi, Jersey Girl. Benevolent's being mean to me. Where's the destruction sphere at? Ah, it's bright. The soup sounds amazing. There we go, yes. Brightness, Final Fantasy. Do I have to push this? I totally know what I'm doing, guys. Okay, the camera, I will say the camera angles changing bother me a lot in this game sometimes. Okay, okay, go back. There's a door I passed. See, this is where I fucked up last time. Right here. Do I need to put the sphere in there? Yes. Okay, okay, hold on. Give me the sphere. Yeah. Thank you, Benevolent. See, this puzzle was so simple that I missed it. It's where the puzzles are too simple, I think. Now what? Now what do I do? I can only take the sphere, it says. Don't I need a destruction sphere here, maybe? Is this the wrong sphere? Yeah, this is too simple, I feel like. Where my brain is too big, obviously. See, I can't touch the words, though. You need the glyph. The green sphere. Where's the green sphere at? So not the purple sphere. We need the green sphere? Okay. Where's the green sphere then? Oh, it's fucked up. I fucked up, huh? See, this puzzle, literally, if you put it in that door, it defeats the puzzle, right? See? That's why I think I fucked up last time. You literally put the sphere in the wrong spot and you're just screwed out of the puzzle's done already. It's gone. So. We gotta try again. No, I figured it out. I know what you mean now. We got it. We're resetting it. It's funny how this first temple can just fuck you up so much. Yeah, I got it. I know how things work. So we take the green sphere and put it in the other thing, not the door that opens it. It was in the door, you said. Oh, I could go into the door here. Okay, I get it. I get it now. So now you take it out of this door. There. Yeah, I needed to visually see the door for me to know where to take it out from the door. You just have to take your key back, is it? That's all you had to do. Where do we want to put the destruction sphere? Do we want to put it in the pedestal still? Yeah, don't knock yourself out. Don't knock yourself out, that's for sure. In the weird room. Okay, so actually I have to move this out of the way. I can't, so I have to... Okay, so we have to do this. Do we put the destruction sphere in this room? Bright light, seizure warning. See, this puzzle to me is the easiest because it's literally like 3 doors, and you just keep swapping the spheres around. Like the other ones were more obviously a puzzle, so it made it easier for you to like figure out there's more to do. Plus, I didn't have you guys last time. Yeah, Hugh has this man runs around crazy. He's been all over the world for like 90 hours now. This whole game is a seizure warning. Obtain the Rod of Wisdom, guys. I would have probably beat the game without all the cool stuff. I think I could still beat it, but I would have struggled with the bosses because I didn't have the holy water. The holy water would have messed me up really bad. Okay, guys, we got her best weapon. I'm guessing it's for Yuna. We got a Rod of Wisdom. It's actually a decent weapon compared to what we normally do. It's actually better than what we've been using this whole game, almost. It's better than, I know, but it's better than the one rod I was using. I have no good weapons for her. Maybe initiative would be good. I'll just give her initiative now. I know, isn't that sad? Yuna has no good weapons. Okay, how do I... Okay, now we get the Aeon here, right? We got the destruction sphere. So that means we've done all of the destruction things, right? I guess I didn't like Yuna having good weapons. I feel bad now. Okay. Now what do we do? We talk to the dog girl, right? She's outside the temple. Was I supposed to do something? Where's the girl with the dog? Here. Here, have this. This little fellow brought it. I can't figure out what it's for. You go ahead and take a look. Something mangled and slobbery. Energy Blast. Fail for learn Energy Blast. Nice, nice. What's Primer 2? You should have gotten into the cloister. You get items from the Aeon in there? Really? I didn't know that. Thank you, Moochies, for getting a mineral badge. You're the third one to get mineral badge. Maybe it's not... Maybe it's not, like, very random. Maybe it's, like, stuck in place. Okay, so should I go back in there and do that quick? Thank you, Vizzy, for getting your daily gym badge. You got 3 gym badges now. You got the toxic badge because you're toxic. Not really. And then Poker Face, you got the volcano badge. That sounds fucking cool. Oh, for each AM. I'm so toxic. Okay. What does cloister mean? Is that the Pokemon? Emmy got the gym badge too. You got your 39th gym badge. You got the marsh badge. That's pretty cool. Like, do I have to go back in and solve the really hard temple again? Am I cussing? Cussing is so part of my, like, vocabulary. Like, it's just built into me that I don't even know that I'm doing it. And also, yes, I was thinking of Cloister for and Shelter, yes, from Pokemon. Yeah, you forget to get your badge. You don't want to be, like, you don't want to be the lowest badge. No one's will get more badges than Black Belt, probably, though. Thank you for coming, Swig. I appreciate that. Benevolent, when you phrase it that way, it's like, you don't have to, but some of the items are worth it. It makes me want to get it. We're gonna do it quick. I don't have to do the destruction thing again, right? Or do I have to do the destruction thing? We can do it quick. This will be easy. Okay, we don't have to do destruction sphere. Then we just run in there. Watch, let's see how fast we're gonna make Titus run around. I'm doing it. I'm doing it, Benevolent. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it quick. I just have to solve this, right? We're speed running. This is we're learning new speed run strats, boys. Gotta go fast like Sonic. Not that way. What am I doing again? Touch this one. Turn my night around and organize my room. Dallas Star Hockey Team clutch to win. Hype. Good for you. I'm happy for you. I'm glad you organized your room. I ended up doing 2 weeks worth of laundry and just throwing it in my closet. So opposite of what you did, Moo. Puppy is sleeping. Aw, that's sweet.
Benev_ho_lent says Jersey Girl says,
Huh?
I'll see you next time. Good night.
Good night, Jersey Girl. I hope you have a nice night. I'm gonna try and make Titus not run around so much, but no promises, okay? Had to do my bedding and then decided to clean my laundry and folded it. Look at you! I didn't fold to put away my laundry. I'm proud of you, Moo. Moo, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, Moo. I thought that was a fast cut. When did that not turn in? Why didn't it not turn to a fast cut? Oh, this is a fast cut. I'm proud of you. Background's wrong, though. Whoop, there it is. I'm proud of you. I'm super happy about those decisions. I'm proud of you for existing. Guys, I don't have to work hard. I just have to exist, and I get praised. I'll be back in a little bit. Good night. Thank you. Thank you. Go into the cloister. When Nina goes in to do her prayer. Okay, cool, cool. I got this. Okay. But Nev's got to go do some work. I get a gold star for just existing. Thank you, Moo. I appreciate you. You all get gold stars. Not starfish. Oh, whoa. That's so cool. Yeah, this is where Valfor's from, or Valfor. It was a kid?
Sin is cursed. Sin prays. It curses its form, it prays for dissolution. Sin sees dreams of its own destruction. Sin is looking at us. We live in a fading echo of time left us by the Destroyer. Free him from you, Yevon.
Yo,
Free
Yevon.
him. The faith that has become sin.
Maybe I should have recorded some of this. Maybe I will just still download this and put it on YouTube. We'll see. Obtained invasion sphere. What? What does that mean? I posted a picture of the sleepy baby on Discord. Damn, I never did this. See, Mark, I didn't even know about this shit. I even left the temple. There's like a whole bunch. There's like many stories and stuff in here. Look at us learning stuff. Hold on, we're gonna look at Discord quick. Oh, look at this. Look at this picture. Look at this picture. Here, we're gonna do zoom in. It's the green screen messes with it a little bit though. Okay, focus, focus, focus camera. Look at this puppy and this green blanket that is covering it. Look at this puppy though. Look at this puppy. Look at this puppy. It was hard to do that reverse. Hold on, I gotta look at some stuff. Hold on. Yeah, we're missing all kinds of stuff. Alright. Yeah, puppy. Big ol' fluffers, yeah. Okay, so we got chests here. We got potions. I don't know, that wasn't worth it. Elixirs. We're gonna judge benevolent on this. White magic sphere, okay, that's kind of nice. So is this an Easter egg in the game? If you both have never done this? So this is, I'm doing a bunch of extra content because I'm playing with a lot of people that are huge Final Fantasy X fans, Benevolent, Poker Face, and a Vizzy, and a lot of others. So this is like extra content. Like I could right now have beaten the game already. Moo, I could have go and fought Sin and find out the whole ending of the game. This is all extra stuff. I defeated a Dark Aeon, which is, if I didn't kind of cheese my way through it, would have been like, I would have had to been max level on all characters to do it normally. So now we're doing all this extra stuff that most people don't see. But we paid a mercenary to kill stuff for us. Yeah, Black Belt, you're at 88 badges. Draco's at 69. I don't think Draco got another badge because I think he wants to stay at 69. So Draco just got the 69. Yeah, this is like, I wasn't planning on doing like 100%, but I'm like close to 100% in the game. I'm closer to 100% than I'm further away from it. Okay, so now what? I can get Aeons now? All the Aeons? Is there Aeon I can get here now? Now that I have all the destruction spheres, what do I do now? Damn right, yeah, damn right. Draco's at 69. I wish there was a way to show how many badges you had without getting another badge. Well, let's go save now, I guess. I'll go save outside the city. Yeah, Poker, I think I've done... Yeah, it won't show you badges, unfortunately, because it's part of the Mix It Up one, but maybe I can make a command that would show you the badges. I'd have to custom make that, though, I think. Because I made it as a channel point. But Mix It Up Bot is the one that's saving it. I could probably do that. It'd just take me some time. Pokepass. Followage. Let's see. Black Belt's follow age 1 year and 29 days. Damn, look at that, man. Over a year. And Moochie's is making money. Look at that. She's got 82,000. Yes, Poker Face, I got all the other destruction spheres. So I am good on all destruction spheres right now. And we still haven't met. Yeah, I've met Emmy at least. 197,000. See, you got a good amount of money, man. Let me see what I got. I got 600. I get 642,000. I mean, you're pretty close to me, Black Belt. Yeah, Black Belt's balling. I'm just showing off now, yeah. 31,000's not bad. Okay, so Poker, we got all of the destruction spheres. Where's a good place to go now? I can save on here. I'm guessing we want to talk to this guy again. Ready?
The final showdown with Sheen. I say let's get this show on the road.
The final showdown with Sheehan, he sound. Baj Temple. Got it. Let's go there then. Is that fancy temple with the chocobo racing? Oh, it's right here.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah. Emmy, you're still pretty good at 31,000. I wish I had the same money. Wait, right here? Do I have to go a different way? Or is this the way to go? Poker. Yeah, is this where I get it, Mark? Is the animal one? Okay, we're doing it. We're jumping in. Yeah, I'm finally getting it now. So the characters following me while swimming freaked me out for a second. Okay, we're gonna do it. We're going in, guys. We're delving. This temple's creepy. Well, I knew that. I think they did say the animal was the final Aeon. And we fought Anima once with Seymour. But it's been a while since we've talked about it. You didn't spoil anything, I just forgot. Oh yeah, see? There's the spheres. 6 treasures lie with 6 temples. Open every chest with each cloister of trials and stand before us to open the way of the Chamber of Faith. Oh, I have to like interact with it a little bit? There's a few more after Anima? Oh, nice. And we've been here once before because I noticed that we were missing one. Why isn't this one glowing? Am I missing one then? Am I missing a destruction sphere then still? Shit. I thought I got all of them. I might be missing one still. Because one of the balls didn't light up. Damn. Let's find out. I was so confident that I got them all. This one didn't light up, guys. This one didn't light up. What does that mean? I don't have all of them? No! No! Which is this one? The yellow one. Damn it, I am missing one. Were you right, Poker? Was it the... What temple did you say it was? I thought I got them all. Did you get the Bevel Destruction Sphere? That might be it. I'll look it up. What's the yellow Destruction Sphere? We'll look it up quick. Is it Bevel? Is it Bevel? You were right. Did you remember me missing that one? Oh, this is Xanarkin. Oh, wait, this is the Xanarkin one? Let me verify real quick. Xanarkin. Oh. Oh, you have to redo that one. Yeah, so... Oh, thank you, Benevolent. Yes, I think I remember Benevolent telling me that I had to redo Xanarkin at one time. Yeah, we have to... Yeah, I think you told me that we would have to go back, but we continued on. Yeah, I remember that. So, okay. We have to go back. Yeah, welcome back, Benev. Okay, so we got to go to Xanarkin. Okay. I might put this on YouTube because there's actually a decent amount of like story elements to this. Whoa. Oh my god, I have to do the Tetris shit again? Shit. Wait, I didn't get... What? What? I got pretty good at it. I got pretty good at it, but I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Okay, not all of it? Okay, good. It's just like a special destruction sphere version of it, right?
The final show.
The final show. I forgot I could skip that. List.
Yeah, here we
Yeehaw.
go.
I just have to go find all the white squares. Mark's new here, everyone. Everyone say hi to Mark. He's new. All the white squares, got it. What does that mean? The white Tetris squares, is that what we're touching? This is a very pretty area. Are these all like spirits floating around? Welcome, oh hi Mark, thank you Busy for the welcome. This is nice. Busy, I forgot. Busy, do you stream? I forgot to ask you. I think I shouted you out yesterday, right? The song is so good. But oh yeah, Mark isn't new. But hi Mark. Oh hi Mark. Mark's always new. You plan to do more? Awesome. Then here, I'm gonna give you a follow now, especially if you're gonna do more. I'm gonna give you a shout out too. I wanted to test it. Oh. Thank you, Draco. I heard it. That's awesome. Thank you, Draco. I appreciate you. See, Nightbot is working a little bit. What are you playing? Are you playing Baldur's Gate 3? Or is this, what is this? I can't watch this. What is this thing here? Do I not want to use that? Da, 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 da. Thank you for John Cena. Nice. Oh, nice. Nice. Baldur's Gate. I'm excited to do character creation tonight. Alright. All the way around here. Another save, whatever. I don't remember the exact way. I'm just like going with my instincts here. Thank you for Crab Wave, Mark. Alright, there. Tidius, whatever you want to call him, did a little dance for your Crab Wave. All the spirits. See, I have some happy stuff. Not all my stuff is sad. Almost there, yeah. This is a long way. Thank you for the hydrate. Titus really needs it more than I do. This guy's been walking. Okay. Wait, I just have to touch the white spheres like this one? Thank you for the sad vibe. He's a runner, he's a track star. Is this what I'm supposed to do? Oh, I just gotta find all of them. This one probably. That resets it all, okay. Okay. Oh, you can kind of see it, I remember now, I remember. This has gotta be not it. These can't be the white ones, okay. So there's only like, there's only 3 here, isn't there? Okay, there we go. That makes sense. I'm like, they can't fit all of them in here. There's got to be somewhere else. Right here. Do I go in the other room then? Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, this one. That one could be one too, but... Whoa, 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 hold on. I don't want to fuck with this. Go away. Go away. Oh, shit. I'm gonna... Yep, I'm gonna guess that one. Whoa! I'm gonna guess this one. Yeah, because that looked like an L to me. One of these is probably it, and I think it is this one. Fuck! It's gotta be that one then, yeah. So it's this one here. No! Oh, okay. Then it's gotta be one of these. No? The fuck? Where's the white? Where's the other white one at? Right here? Okay, right here. Okay, there we go. In between those. Okay. So we'll get the 4 in here and then get the other ones because that's easy. This one. And this one. Okay, there's the 4. And then we get the 3. Watch where you go in the sun. And it's this one, right? There we go. Huh. Oh, we get a little like first encounters with the third kind or something going on here. Nice. Alright, so we got the destruction sphere. And now you just have to remove the fire sphere and place it with the destruction sphere over here. Where's the fire sphere at? Like that? Yeah, welcome home! Welcome home, Draco. Yeah, it looked like the fire sphere used to be on the left side, but I guess it's not an issue for some reason. It just disappeared, but still looks like it's doing something. The magistral rod. Welcome home, Black Belt. I'm glad you're done with work. Let's see. New. Half MP cost. That's not bad, even though we never really run out of it, though. We're gonna get her ultimate weapon probably, though, right? Okay, now we can go back. Now we can go back to the Baj Temple now. Yeah, now we can get... Do we have to fight, what's his face, Anima? Do we have to fight Anima? Do I just get Yojimbo out here? Oh, we don't have to fight him, okay. Wait, is Black Belt working? Black Belt, are you still working? I want to catch Pokemon. Anima's a her? What? I knew that. Alright, let me see.
The final showdown with Sheen. I say let's get this show on the road.
Yeah, why is Draco saying? We're saying, did I call you? Did I call Draco Black Belt on accident? That might have been it. I was saying welcome home, Draco. But I might have said Black Belt. That was my bad. Oh.
Yeehaw! Here we go.
It was my fault. I probably did the mix-up. Okay, how did that happen? Sorry, Draco. Sorry. Did we find that out? Did we find that out? It was already discovered. Yeah, I think they talked about that. How did that happen, though? Yeah, that was early on when it was summoned, right? Or something. Look at all these people following me. I mean, I feel like I've been playing this game for a while. I don't remember a lot from the small details. I remember when he summoned Anima on us and it like reflected everything or something. Yeah. Alright, now we're cooking, guys. I'm excited by this. Alright, light up. When he was just a boy. Did he kill his mom too, like he killed his dad, or no? Or did she die during childbirth? Is that what it was? Damn. She just died like a normal person? That's boring. I like these statues with like this like mouth stomach thing going on. Oh, she said she sacrificed herself to be an Aeon. Okay. that like help her son or something? Oh yeah, yeah, the help her son, thinking he would be the next defeater of sin. Yeah. Is it trying to stop Seymour from having to sacrifice himself? Maybe. It's they have to become the final Aeon. Yeah, he gave up because he's a politician. Okay, here we go, guys. I'm excited. Oh, this is so cool. Ah, bright lights. Bright lights. Your son's a bastard. We killed him. But let's listen. I ruined the mood. Oh, okay. She knows. Okay, good. As long as she knows.
Are Maester Seymour's mother.
So you know, yet still you seek my aid. My son, do you not hate him?
I mean,
It is all right.
we killed him like 3
He is
times.
the one who sowed the seeds of hatred. He is to blame.
Yeah. Oh!
But I am at fault for letting him become what he was.
Yeah, bad mother. Ow. Yeah, you're right, Mark. A seizure warning.
He was always alone, half guardo, half man. I wanted to give him the strength to live by himself. And so I became a faith.
You abandoned him, guys.
But because I let him taste power, he began to thirst for more. He was not satisfied with my Aeon. He wanted more power.
Bright lights again. Makes my face look so red. Thank you for making me look good,
And
Final
he
Fantasy.
found sin.
Yes. Come, summoner. I will bestow you with my power. The Dark Aeon, Anima. Destroy sin, and my son's obsession with it.
Maybe I'll give him peace
Though
in
it
the
is
afterlife.
small recompense for what I did to him.
Yeah. Cool! That's so cool! That's so cool! These are really cool looking. These, like sealed monuments to the person in the Aeon. That's really cool looking. Yes! And people were complaining about... I watched people playing Alan Wake 1 and were complaining about getting flashed all the time in that game. Old games. I don't know what it was about old games, but man, they like the flash the white light. I'm gonna remember that if I ever get in a game design at all. Don't put bright ass white light. Do fade to black. Fade to black is the winner there. I haven't tried to do fade to black in my little short TikToks where I just do crossfades. But never fade to white. Why would you do fade to white? That just sounds like you're mean. You're mean to people. All right, so now, what other Dark Aeon can we get? Should we try to beat the Maga sisters or Magna sisters or whatever they're called? Yeah, fade to black. With Yojimbo, we have it so we can go first, and then we can try Yojimbo on him. What do you think?
The final showdown with Sheen.
I
say
ran it-
let's get this
I ran into them on accident, Mark. It was hilarious. I was going to go, no, I don't have the sisters yet. I was going, I forget what we were going for. We were going for something, and I ran into them. They corner me, and Benevolent's like, oh shit, run. And I start running, and then they attack me and like one-shotted me. Like it was a surprise. I think I made a clip of it, so. Oh, she was dying anyways. Ah, she didn't say that. That makes more sense then. She wanted to do something to protect her son even in death. She thought that if her son defeated sin using her as an Aeon, he would be adored rather than hated, but he went down a different path. Yeah. That sucks. That makes sense if she's already dying. I like that to it. Okay, are we gonna try it to get the sisters? Where were they at again? Go to the Calm Lands. Go into the Comlands. Benevolent yelled at me to go to the Comlands. We do what Benevolent says. Oh, there's more. Oh, yeah, there's more Aeons. Okay, we're at the Comlands. What do we do here? I'm excited. Oh, we're doing them? I'm scared, man. You need... Wait, Hidden Temple. Wait, I need to do... Oh, I need one monster from Gazette first. Monster capture. We'll do... Okay, we'll go to the Hidden Temple first. I'm getting contradictory decisions here. That's the only downside with getting some information in the background. I have to fight a fiend? I need the Blossom Crown to get the sisters? What's the Blossom Crown? Luckily, we can run around with the Chocobo a little bit. You're just getting them as summonable Aeons. Alright, which way to the temple? Is it this way? Yeah, what's the Blossom Crown? Is that a key item? Da, 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 da. I have the Flower Scepter. I have Flower Scepter. I'm guessing Blossom Crown is supposed to be right here. What's the Blossom Crown? I don't know what that is. Okay, where do I have to go then? We're just going around in circles. I'm gonna try and moonwalk with the Chocobo. I don't think it's possible. Okay, where's the Gagazette region at? I have to capture one of each fiend in the Gagazette region. Do I have to go back to the airship? Well, we had Kamari's boss battle. Interesting. Northeast. So should I just go this way then? The birds again. Okay. No, we don't have to do it. We're riding chocobos for fun right now, Moo. I don't have to do chocobo races. Yes, thank you. Yeah, Benevolent says I don't have to do the chocobo races again. Wait, don't I have to do one for the temple eventually? Isn't there a temple one that I have to do eventually? I thought I captured a lot in the Gagazette area. Maybe I didn't. It's not necessary. Is it necessary for the ultimate weapons? Part of me might just do what I can now and then... Oh, I did it already once. Yes, I did it once already, yes. I don't know if I'm gonna 100%. Okay, so right now should I start fighting the fiends right now? Okay, that's all I needed. Oh, there's a female Kamari again. Oh, so few are left? That's sad. Oh, I step on the teleporter? Okay, let me save quick too. Okay, we want to go to the cave entrance? You don't see them often. I saw them in Blitzball and that's it. That's it. I saw them in Blitzball. I don't see them very often. I want some eye candy. I want some free eye candy. It's not all for the ladies. Okay, so let's take off... Tidius has this. There we go. We'll put this on. Oh no, we need a capture. That's right. Shit. We need a capture. 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 Whoop. There we go. We got the capture team in there. It was just hilarious. Thank you for that. Ronzos. Wait, they're all Ronzos? Oh, yeah. Okay, is this where I want to fight stuff? Wait, we can't capture the machines though, right? Okay, we can't capture machines, okay. Just beat them. Da, 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 da. It's over. Alright, so we want to capture everything in here except for... What's Dark Self? What? Darker Self? I'm gonna save. I'm scared now that you said that for some reason. Alright, where do I need to go for that? There's a darker version of a Dark Aeon? Shit, I'm scared now. This way? Oh, we can't find her yet? Okay. Oh, look at this guy!
Out of my way!
Yeah. Resistant to physical attack. Well, too bad.
Yeah.
Oh, into the shields again. Okay, we can do that. That's not a big deal. Oh, this has got Dimmy. God damn, that sucks. Can we silence this thing? Maybe I should have tried that. Let's see. Okay, maybe we should try that then. There we go. It's gonna be over soon anyways.
Peace and quiet.
Peace and quiet. Oh yeah, does he have full break? I forgot about that. We captured it. I forgot we got a full break. It's been a while, yeah. It's been a while since I've actually had to, like, fight. Alright, where do we go for the ball throwing thing? Where's this area? There's a chest here! Did you guys know that? Oh, these guys look cool. He's got triple foul. Ah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of HP.
Yeah.
Captured it. Nice. What are we catching? Vanilla, you don't have the Pokeball. No. What Pokemon showing up? Hold on. I missed what Pokemon it was. Loudred showed up. Nice. There we go. Tidius, you're almost dead.
Yeah. Ow.
That hurt.
See ya.
Wait. It didn't get captured? What? It didn't get captured? Good job, you caught it. Can we only capture one fiend here at a time? Pep talk, nice. Oh, I already caught 10 of them, okay. Okay, so these guys I can flee from, right? I mean, we could steal stuff, I guess. Yeah, it's been a while since we had battles, though.
I'll be right back.
That means you reached the limit. Okay, so these guys were full on. Oh, is this where I have to throw the balls or something? There are 3 water fiends. Okay, so let's get in the water. Is this where we're gonna throw the ball? I forget. Where are the water fiends at? There we go. Okay. It's the, no. Oh, this isn't, it's the other water area? Okay. These guys actually have decent life. Holy shit. Yeah, attack them. Oh, yeah, I thought you had the thingy. We're capturing some stuff. Oh yeah, I put a capture weapon on her. I ended up getting a capture weapon for her because I wanted to mug with her a lot. See? Capture, iron grip. I did it because I was planning on doing a bunch of capture stuff off stream. Which way should I go then? If this isn't the water area, should I be going the other way? Go the other way or back the way I came completely? All the way back. See, I'm starting to understand ya. Oh, look at these guys. I mean, they only have grenades, so... After the battle, all the way, yeah. Dodge. Aw, damn. Charging. We're gonna have Waka finish it off in case we get more. Oh, wait, did I accidentally skip Waka? Whoops. Oh, okay. After the battle. We'll go back to the save point. I might save there then if we're gonna be messing around here for a little bit. Wait. Don't move? Okay. Okay, so do I go forward then, or is this where I want to find more water thingies? Okay, north. Nice. Damn, that was some damage. Be nice to... No, don't. You don't need to be sorry. I don't know where I'm going half the time. I don't know where I'm going any of the time, so... I don't want to deal with that. Okay, capture limit already reached. Good. Waka doesn't have that much mana. That's okay, we're still gonna mug a lot with him. Tidius is dying! No, Tidius. Unless you have a lot of mana. Magic. How are you guys doing, though? I forgot, I was gonna put some music on for us, but we're listening to music from the game, so that's fine. We got the game music. I might do it if we get into, Blitzball at the end. Okay. I don't know, man. It's already been an hour and a half. We're doing a lot in this game already. Oh, there's a spinny thing over here. Yeah. Titus swims really slow. Is this where we have to shoot the ball into the spinny thing? The Summoner's Trial. If you would face me, you must first face my trial. Use Waka's ball at the center. First try, guys. Are you guys ready for this? First try. Watch. Wait. Damn! That was pretty close. Who's attacking first?
Oh yeah.
Whoops. Okay, did we capture him? Did we capture him? I forget. Did that count as capture? Shit, I didn't notice. I feel bad now. I think it did because it faded blue like the last one.
Yeah.
Or capture fodder.
Next,
Okay.
please.
I guess she was the last to attack, but I guess a counter doesn't count. Capture fodder. Oh, come on! Right on the tip. Can I flee? Can I flee? Hi. Just the tip, just the tip. Just the tip.
Live and let live.
It was just the tip, right off the rim, guys. There's a little bit of rim going on here. Okay, we got this, we got this. Man, I did it at the same time. I gotta do it right when it's on the edge. Okay, we can capture this guy again, though, so it's fine. Oh, I gotta do armor break, though. Shit. No, I didn't mean to hit that button. I forgot how to switch characters. How do you switch characters again? Can I not switch characters in this? Wait, how do you switch characters? L1? I don't think it lets me switch characters right now. Okay, what we're gonna do is... we're going to figure it out next fight. Yeah, that's right. We can't do it. Okay, I didn't want to fight that without armor break because I don't know. It seems like it would be annoying. Okay, here we go. This feels better. We'll heal you, man, because you feel like you get hurt a lot. You know what? We'll heal you after this. Yeah, half the team's away. Yeah. Wait. Let's start with this first.
Yeah.
Which is dumb. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah.
We're getting a lot of remedy from this, though. Da 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 da. Does delay work on this thing? Does slow work on this? I didn't think about that. Hold on, does slow work on this? Ow. At least Titus has white magic right now. Yes. She's poisoned. You know what? I forgot that she can use... Hold on. Shit, hold on. Hey, Kate! Let's listen to Kate stick it in there. Hey, Kate, how's it going? Welcome in. Yes. Benevolent, you read my mind. You read my mind. Thank you, Benevolent. Hey, Kate, how's your night going? How's work? Thank you for the clip. She likes to stick it in stuff, guys. Everyone should go follow Kate. And she's gorgeous as fuck, too, so yes. Like what Benevolent said. I mean, she said pretty, but he said pretty, but you know. What am I doing? I got distracted. How's work going? Oh, man, he's almost out of magic. Almost out of magic. Okay, we can't do the... Okay, we captured it. I'm like, we can't do his overcharge or whatever it is, limit break, so. Pretty, gorgeous, beautiful, all the same thing. Exactly, exactly. Wait, did we hit the circle? Are you fucking lying to me? I hit the circle, didn't I? Did I not hit the circle? Fuck this game. Oh, there's a second spinny thing in the there's two spinny things. There's 2 spinny things.
No
Why didn't I know that? I see the thank you, benevolent. I see the second spinny thing. Kate, I hope. Yeah, yes. We're very sweet, but also salty. I'm salty now because of that. Can we fuck this little fly thing? We got some musk. Always need some musk. Thank you for the biddies, benevolent. Thank you for the biddies. Let's let that Butterfree go. Look at that. Look at that Butterfree. Aww. I'm not always salty. You don't know that. Shit, a mug would be perfect for him right now. Okay, bye. I'm only semi-salty. Okay. Charging. Why does all the monsters in this area charge?
Yeah.
This monster is not... There we go. I'm like, he's not dying.
I'm good, yeah.
Even Kate agrees. What? I was only salty during chocobos and hard boss fights. And when I don't realize something that's obvious. Or when I'm lost. Hold on. I want to use, ethers here. There we go. We're gonna have a tough time with this ball throwing. And the fucking butterflies. Fuck the butterflies. Chocobo races, butterflies. Blitzball, I was really salty for Blitzball for a while, but now Blitzball is just like whatever. I don't know, I'm scared to die. I'm so scared. Is this a boss? Is it a boss poker? I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't even know what I'm doing right now. Yes, I'm good at Blitzball now, Kate. Oh shit, I fucked that up. I'm a master at Blitzball now. Okay, it releases Darker Aeon. Okay, cool. Alright, let's get rid of this little machine thingy first. I know what I'm doing. I'm an adult. But now at least one person knows what I'm doing. That's all that matters.
It's over.
It's over. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just here. I'm the passenger. I'm the passenger for Final Fantasy X players to pilot into the unknown. If I ever hit the circle... Hold on. I'm not throwing it. Yep, I knew it. See? It's got a thingy over it. I knew it. What? Bullshit. Bullshit. I had that. Let it go. I had that. Did you see that? That was bull. That was bull.
I won't go
Bye.
so easy on you next time.
He's trying to put his ball in the hole. I fail at this every time. It's been so long. That's probably why I'm failing. I gotta let it snow, yeah. I had to. Okay, hold on. What am I missing here? Is there a third ring? Is there another ring I don't see? I can't see it. This is gonna take me longer than the chocobo thing, guys. Oh shit, I don't want to do this because I don't have armor break. Yeah, this is gonna take forever.
Next time.
I'm proud of you, Benevolent. I'm proud of you, Benevolent. Thank you, Mark, for the fail. I'm excited for Monster Hunter. Okay, wait, hold on. I'm just gonna watch this for a while. We're not even gonna do anything. I see only 2 things. I see only the 2 spinny things. Oh, that's fucked up. See, the other spinny thing, it didn't hit it. I like how Riku went to steal and just fucking dies. Okay, I have a plan. I
won't go so easy on you next time.
Da, 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 da. This is the Mix It Up bot doing clips now. I took the clips away from Stream Elements. Okay, I don't know why this is not clicking with me. I don't like this one. I don't like this one. I don't like this ball throwing shenanigans. Okay, not throwing it now. Yeah. Does it have to be like super clear? Is that the only way this works? That was almost the same as last time. Flash warning, by the way. Look how bright that is. Jesus. Yeah. See, look at this. It's so bright. It makes my face look so red. Okay, there, I did it. Okay, now what do I do? I unleashed anima. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Benevolent. Thank you, Poker Face. Rigged, yeah. I swear that ball throw was almost exactly the same as last time. But, for some reason, it didn't, like, register it, so... I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I forget what's strong or not strong. It was rigged, Draco. Thank you for being on my back on this. That didn't capture it? What the fuck? Don't make me throw my dark ball at you. Alright, so what do we do now? Do we have to do more of the stuff or no? Uh-oh. Oh, I attacked the wrong one, but whatever. Captured. Good. We're capturing stuff too. Look at us. We're capturing stuff. There we go. Da, 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 da. But I still need to do the capturing. I think I'm going to do the capturing offline. There's just so much to capture. And do I need to capture everything to get the celestial weapon? Okay, capture limit reached. Okay. Okay, that's why I call it the Dark Aeon. The Dark Aeon Anima is an Aeon turned dark from hatred, Seymour. The Dark Aeons you face were turned dark technically didn't occur until X2, but now due to remaster they're in X, which I think is dumb. What? So these are bonus ones because of the remaster. I need to unlock 10 creation fiends. Okay, so this was like extra content. We get some extra content from this. Okay, cool. I know things a little bit more now. But anyways, I hope everyone's night's going well. Thank you for stopping by, Kate. I hope work is going well. Draco's done with work. I think we do want to fight this. But I can switch players now, which is good. Of course, we get fucking ambushed. Let's just do that right away with Orin. Oh, you're playing DBD Survivor? You're playing Survivor Black Belt? That's different. How are you liking Survivor right now? Wait, do I not have... I don't have All Break with him? I thought I had All Break with him. Wait, hold on. With the remaster, Penance would have been just fine, but sure, whatever. Why are you trying to fight Dark Anima? We got him, I guess. Like, that sounds amazing. I'm at work. I wish I could join. Full Break, not All Break. Where's Full Break at? I don't have Full Break. Did I not unlock that? With him? What? I thought I did unlock that. I haven't unlocked it yet? What? I thought I did. That's crazy. I thought we went through his whole tree, but I must have missed it. That's crazy. I'll have to figure out why that is. Oh, it's in a weird place. That might be why. That might be why I don't have it. Okay, well, I need to do that. That would be nice to have. 3 for 3 escapes? Black Belt, dude, you're killing it. Black Belt is a good killer and a good survivor. Here, I'm gonna save quick. But we can't do anything else. I think I think Pokerface was saying I need to unlock 10 creation fiends first. All right, so you guys think about what we should do next. I'm gonna go use the restroom quick, okay? Teach me, please. Yeah, we had one good game, Benevolent, that one time. I'll be right back, guys. Bathroom break. Oh, like electric juice almost. So it's kind of like this mech needs more lady juice. Everyone on watching this YouTube video is gonna be so confused. Why? Is this because it's so calm compared to what you normally play? I'm doing a selfie. Floor. No. Don't do it. Boop. I am, no, yeah, look, it's such a good selfie. Oh, look, double green screen, because it's a selfie of a green screen. Isn't that cool? Look at it, look how cool that is. Because you'll check that one, come back.
I don't know if we're gonna have enough time.
I think you got this. Maybe. I know she's got this. I believe you got this. He's gonna knife you, but yeah, you got this. He's just gonna give you a speed burst. Yeah! That was awesome. Did you guys see that?
Good shit. That's the game plan.
I'm gonna clip that for you on my channel.
Oh my God.
It'll be an Ash reaction.
You're like, don't have to be such a douche about everything.
No, it's fine. I just don't know the
that's
names.
That's where you're wrong. I do. Yeah, No Way Out. I'm helping you out with No Way Out. Wanna know why it's called No Way Out?
Why?
Because there's no way out.
Oh, okay. I'm back. Okay, let me catch up on you guys first. Hold on. One time, like out of 10 matches. What are you talking about? There was maybe 2. Didn't I die that game? Draco, didn't you die every game? Any of them? Yeah. Well, welcome back. Thank you, Benevolent, for that welcome. Alright, do we need to go back to the airship now? Are we done for a little bit? Whoops. How do I get the flower crown? Actually, weren't we here to get the flower crown? Now, Kate's here now. We summoned Kate with calm, guys. Go to the arena. Where's the arena at? Hold on, I'm looking for sound alert too. Here. Hold on. I don't even know where my sound alerts are that I want. I'm so bad at this. I'm a bad streamer. Where's the sound alert I'm looking for? Well, I totally fucked this up. Thank you. All right, arena's in the Comlands. There we go. I got you. Okay, so back to the Comlands. Would it be faster to board the airship? I think it would be slightly faster. Maybe it happens. It does happen sometimes. Alright, so we'll go back to the Comlands.
The final showdown.
The final showdown. Yes, Kate, that's a clip back. My early clip when I was playing Monster Hunter. Yeah, that's an old clip. Someone came into my chat, and it was first time chatter, and he said, "Slay those monsters, daddy." And it was like the first time chatter, like when I was first like taking streaming seriously the first time. And I read it out loud, and I was like, "Oh, that's not awkward at all." I wasn't ready for it, so. And then I was playing with my friend Jenna, who's like, "Oh, I can't believe you called your daddy," and I just rolled with it.
Here we go.
I have a friend that legit loses his shit when you call him daddy. It's weird. Like, what do you mean loses his shit? Like, how? Does he get upset, or does he get blush? Does he blush a lot? Because now I want to call him daddy now. Oh, like he gets turned on? Like, how much? Like, how much does it get turned on? I don't want to, like... Okay, we're in the Comlands. Do we want to go to the thingy? Where are we going here? It doesn't matter? Okay. Well, if your friend ever jumps in the chat, I'm going to call him daddy right away, okay? Alright, where are we going? east. Oh, we're going to that capture guy? You'll make sure to get him here? Oh. Oh my. Right. I have a sound alert where Plankton says, Daddy, yes? That's awesome, Mark. I love that. We need more daddy, mommy clips. I need to turn up the volume on that. All right, do I have to fight this guy? Do I have to use Yojimbo for this? You have so many daddy things. You have so many sexual jokes and stuff. You have so many sexual jokes, Kate. Your whole stream is nice and degenerate, like as it should be. If you guys want a degen stream, go check out Kate's stream. I don't have to fight it. Yeah. Oh, we got it. Want to take a swing at it? The first fight's free? Not now. Okay. Okay, now we got the thing. Okay, stop talking to me, dude. Okay, bye. Fuck off. Okay. Oh, keep talking to him? Really? I was like, fuck off, and you guys are like, yeah, keep talking to him. 3 stars? Nice. Okay, now what do I do? Oh, okay. See, now, is that it now? Now we leave? Now we leave. I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the guys to tell me. My hands are tied. I'm waiting for Daddy Benevolent. Okay. What do I do now? What do we do now? I'm calling out my age just to get a steal off? Oh, see what I get? Oh, like if you fight a monster, you can steal then run away? Okay, well, we'll just keep doing this. Oh, mega elixirs. Okay, we just keep doing this until we stop getting free items. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, I think that's it. We're done. Okay, we've talked to him and he didn't give us another item. Alright, so now we go to the temple. Now that we got the Blossom Crown. Or we just race chocobos for 2 hours. Sure. You sound really positive about that, man. Someone wants a sparrow. You don't have to fight Belgiumine to get the Aeons. Interesting. I think I already beat her for Una Sigil, didn't I? Or did I not? I thought I beat her a couple times. I think we stopped. Maybe we did stop fighting her. Wait, is this the right way? Wait, oh, I forgot the chocobo jumped off. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's what I want. I have to beat her sisters. What the? I don't remember this area. I'm always saving because that one time we ran into the Magnus sisters and they kicked my ass instantly. The Magus sisters, okay. Sorry, if I look away at the transition of the game with my characters facing, I don't know where the game, how the game puts me. Yeah, where am I going? Where's the temple at? Is the temple the other direction? Or do I have to go back to the airship? I don't even know where I'm going, man. Oh, the chocobo feather, that's right. Okay, I remember now. Hopefully my chocobo's still there. Or no, it's not, it's her. Never mind. I think I've captured everything in here. Maybe not these guys all the way. We'll test it out. Cena. Dun, 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 dun. Yep. Limit break already. We'll kill him anyways. We'll have Waka do it one more. just to see if it's got anything.
Take that.
My forehead is red and my head hurts. Why is your forehead red and stuff? You can't see it. Waka's so strong, I miss him. Yeah, he's super strong. What did I miss? Why are you smacking your forehead? Why were you smacking your forehead? I went back and I'm going to the Chocobo Feather. There we go. Da, 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 da. Yes, my Waka, is strong as fuck. He's a strong guy. I need to get Orin's All Break. I'm sad I didn't get that. Because I already had him going into someone else's thing, I think. Is he? And I got his limit break. I got all his reels now. He's got attack reels and status reels and stuff too, so. Chocobos can fly, I guess so. They're not like chickens. They can fly if they're holding a special feather. Waka's daddy in this playthrough. I did have attack reels that Benevolent made me get attack reels. I have not tried it yet. Everyone tells me attack reels is OP. I haven't tried it yet. But here's the thing, is I get all these cool things, but now I have to capture monsters. I can't use any of the cool things I got because I have to capture every monster. Like, the game kind of, like, doesn't reward you very well. Wait, we going around it instead? First try, every fight, nice. Once you get his Celestial, it's OP. I think I have Waka's maxed out. I didn't beat Seymour with, like, any of that stuff. So we're going around... Wait. Go around the girl. Okay. Okay. Her back door. Thank you, Poker Face. We're going to the back door. I'm doing a wide walk around just in case she goes weird on me. Doors are sealed by strange power. The backseat dry meat and backseat gaming are tough, man. And we got the flower scepter. This isn't a door, obviously. It's a shiny thing. You gotta be a little... If you're gonna backseat game that much, you gotta be very descriptive. I'm just saying. Hey, Sam! How's it going? Sam, how you doing? How are you feeling right now? Are you done talking about Godzilla? Driver seat gaming? Yeah. But anytime, yeah, it's just hard when you're trying to describe something that no one's ever seen before. Hey, well, thank you for Mortal Kombat. Go in twice, once to get the sisters and once to get something else. Oh! Thank you for the Mortal Kombat, Sammy. Sammy doesn't know anything about Final Fantasy, so that was just her for fun. Her face? I like her. Oh, look at the pouty face here. My mic's kind of blocking a little bit. I can't fix that. That's too bad. There. Okay, so now we go... Okay, now we got it. Now we go back in for something else. Goro. What the fuck is Goro? The chubby cheek face? Ow, bright lights. These outfits look wild sometimes.
Why couldn't we see to stop the draining? Why did we stay on in Spira? We had forgotten for so long. We had forgotten to move forward. We had forgotten to change.
Cheeks out for Yevon? You mean Yo Yevon? Okay, we got the non-dark sisters. And then what I experienced was the dark sisters. Okay. Cool, look at us get all these Aeons. Okay, there's separate Aeons though? Like, we got 3 Aeons from that. Chic fantasy 10. Now fight her. Okay, we're gonna save though. I'm gonna save before I fight her. And then defense sphere, which gives +4 defense when used. That's awesome. Okay, so now we fight. What's her face? Okay. Okay, we're doing it. We're fighting her. We're gonna beat this. She's dead, right? We're gonna kick her ass.
I will be the judge of your Aeon strength.
Oh, thank you, Sleepy Cat. Thank you for the follow. We're gonna yeet that Pikachu. I like how Stream Elements is kind of working right now. Fight the bottom one, whichever that is. Oh, okay. Yes. Yes, there are. So we're gonna fight the bottom ones? Poker's right. Okay, hold on. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna check. I got a message. Benevolent! Thank you for the gift sub. No, it's my destiny. Okay, Mom. $20 gift subs, Poker. Thank you for gift sub. Not Poker. Thank you for the 20 gift subs, Benevolent. And Poker Face, you now have the emotes. Okay, and your welcome. Thank you. Thank you for the welcome, too. Okay, last on the list is Yojimbo. That's who we want to fight? Okay. Okay. It's Yojimbo. Is that who we're fighting? Yojimbo then, right? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Very well. Before we
Thank you,
begin,
Benevolent. I appreciate you. Wonderful, awesome, amazing person.
Are you ready?
You asked if I was ready and you jumped me into it. Am I gonna get fucked here? What's happening? Am I fucked?
Choose your Aeon will, Summoner.
But I can use like every Aeon, right? Should I do Anima? I haven't done Anima. Oh, okay. When is full up, okay. Yeah. I haven't tried Anima yet. Yeah. First time. This is a cool summon. Oh, I pulled up by the neck. That's how she likes it. Yeah. I just noticed that there's hands holding a little chain around the neck too. See, this is why I might have my camera a little higher, just to right there, right above attack. What is pain? Deals damage and death to an enemy? I don't think that's gonna work. Zombie attack. Okay, we're just gonna attack. Seymour's mom is hot. He is one hot lady. He dodged it? What? Bitch. Have some magic. It kicked me with the dog. No wonder they picked on Seymour. For the hot mom. I should do boost. To try and get the... I mean, he's almost dead already, though. It looks like. But I should do boost and finish it off? Okay. Let's see the overdrive. Okay. Is this gonna take a while? It's gonna take a while, I think. It doesn't look like it's working because he's attacking with the dog. My unit's too strong. Whoops. Maybe another time then. We need to get Yuna to get her thing going. use all the magics first. It's a good and a bad thing. Why would it be bad as well? I'm scared about that. I mean, you're not gonna say it. Why am I asking? You're just teasing me, Benevolent. Thank you for the tease.
Stop. That is enough.
Kick your fucking ass. This summon looks cool as fuck. That's emo. That's emo as fuck.
Ah, you have made some progress. And for that, I'm glad. Take this. It may come in handy.
Yeah, what are you giving us? Shadow Gem! Now we fight for Anima. Okay, cool.
Well, Yuna, shall we
Okay,
see
yeah,
how
that's a good
well
idea.
training's-
Yeah. Anima.
Very well. Before we begin,
That's a good idea, Poker.
now, are you ready?
Best bet? Poker Face isn't wrong. We get to watch this again. Wait, because you can't use them against her sisters. Might as well see them. Okay. They're cheat codes. Why are they cheat codes? Are they just that good? Frustrating.
Choose your Aeon well, Summoner.
I like how there's 3 of them. Jesus, that one has 11,000 HP. Always let them do what they want? Okay. What? I don't know what that means. Ah, bright light. Okay. These are cute. They're little flower things. Yeah, they one definitely did. She's batoning him. Cute. Nice stance on the middle one. Okay, they break all limits, and one breaks the weight limit. I mean, she's a little round. Do as you will. Ask the sisters to use healing magic on each other. Let the sisters do what they please. I'm gonna... Nah, Kate. You're not that round. Just a little bit. Oh, I'm round in certain areas too. Got the dad bod going. Yeah, I'm gonna let them do as they please because it looks like the only other option is to let them heal each other, so. Let's see what auto life. That means she reses herself? Hey, Poker, I break the weight limit too? I probably do too. I'm gonna ask her to fight. Let's see what happens. 34,000 damage? See, she listened to me though. She listened to me. Do they not listen to you? Wait, auto means auto resurrected. Because she already did the auto, taking a break, yeah. So if they all do as they like, then they can auto heal, or auto res. Oh, reflect. Do as you will. That's awesome. Can a character learn auto life? Is that a spell you can learn? They're really fucking strong. Damn. They are super strong. It's hard to get. Okay.
Made some progress, and for that,
makes sense.
I'm glad. Take this. It may come in handy.
What are we getting? Do we have to fight her one more time? Oh, you did? I'm gonna go save real quick. Do we have to fight the sisters now? Are we gonna die fighting the sisters? Okay, we're gonna save because I'm worried about it. I'm saving. Okay. Okay, you can't in-game losing. Okay, okay. I'm just paranoid. I'm paranoid benevolent. RPGs have taught me to be paranoid.
You've got quite a name to live up to, daughter of Braska.
Wow, just throwing shade at me. Okay, now we fight the sisters.
Very well. Before we begin, now, are you ready?
Okay, who should I fight with this? Should I use Yojimbo? Yeah, because they kicked ass. They were so strong last time. Are they gonna? They're gonna take out all of my. They're gonna take out all of my summons. I feel like. I don't think I got this. Did you see how strong they were? Oh, it was based on my level, though. I guess. Yes, that's true. I don't. Yeah, I don't have Grand Summon yet. She's almost there too. I should have maybe done that.
Choose your Aeon well, summoner.
He has an attack that hits them all. Maybe should we try Bahamut then? Maybe that might be a good one. Because Anima doesn't have his ultimate. We could try Bahamut first. Bahasi! We're gonna summon Bahasi. Anima's almost got the limit too, almost. Yeah, we'll do it for Kate. She's got a thing for this guy, it looks like. It sounds like. He's got daddy vibes, that's why. Look at him crossing his arms, upset about stuff. What special does he have? Let's see. Aeon Daddy, except Mommy. Seems like the dragon's daddy vibes. He's upset with you. Look at it. This is his stance when you come home late. You know, you're like, hey, you're supposed to be here by 10, and it's 11. This is his stance. Do I have haste? I do have haste. Okay, let's see how much damage. Okay, not too much. Missed, you suck. What's Impulse do? Damages all enemies. Is that what we were talking about? Okay. She's got... It seems like she likes the Dragon Daddy vibes. Who doesn't? Who doesn't like that? Yeah, Impulse. Okay, let's see how much this does. That's not bad. That's not bad. I think this was a good call. What the fuck is this? Okay. What other magic do I have? I don't want to do Reflect, because I'm going to heal myself. But I'm going to shell myself. Oh, they have shell too. Fun. And then Impulse does that, but if I do white magic and protect myself, I get another turn and then do all Impulse. Mark is also daddy? We have too many daddies here. Who's Mark? Who's this Mark guy? Daddy Mark is always right? Are you talking about you? Oh, hi, Mark. Sandy Ooze showing off? I don't know what that means. We got Protect and Shell on us. And we got our ultimate. And that bug's almost dead. Oh, that barely hurt. Ultima? You can call me Mommy. Okay, we'll call it Benevolent is Mommy. Oh no, I'm hurting. Who else is daddy? I'm like, who else is daddy? I'm like, who's Mark? And I forgot, oh, hi, Mark is here. Because Mark, you're not Mark to me. You're, oh, hi, Mark. Reflect would help against some cast. It would, but I also want to heal myself. My roommates call me her wife, and I call her hubby. Aww. Whomst Mark? Huh? Who's this Mark you're talking about? Mega Flare. Bright light. Overkill on one of them. I think we got this. Just for fun though, I'm gonna heal myself. Just for funsies. Just for funsies. The animations are so good. That's why I didn't do Reflect Draco, but that is, I thought about it though. Oh, she has a thingy. Oh, there's only one left? Oh, fuck that, we're gonna punch it. Yeah, I did shell. Yes, I did shell and protect already. Yes and no. Yeah, we just punched that. That was an easy fight.
That is enough.
Yeah, the animations are so good. God damn, he looks awesome, doesn't he?
Ah, you have made some progress. And for that, I'm glad.
Thank you.
Take this. It may come in handy.
I had to punch the round one. She likes it rough. It's okay. She can handle it. Big girl.
Thank you. Perhaps you'll teach me again someday?
That's not possible. You have already surpassed your father. There is nothing more I can teach you.
Wow.
My work here on Spira is done.
She's gonna leave
Time
us
for me
now.
to go.
Finish her.
Send her.
Okay, bye. We're just gonna click it. Here he goes. Bye. Thank you, Benevolent.
It is in your hands. Destroy sin and save Spira.
Fade to black. Nice! Perfect timing on that song! It ended right when we got the sigil. Flawless victory. Obtain the moon sigil. There we go. Look at that. Okay, we're kicking ass in this game. Fatality. Flawless victory, yeah. Okay, so nice. Man, we're rocking it right now, guys. All right, where do we go to next? Should we go buff our weapons now? We are OP now? Yeah, I think we're OP already. I'm just doing all this extra stuff. I think we're gonna go through the boss. Yeah, we're gonna go buff the weapons. We're gonna go through this boss so hard. We're gonna do attack reels, and we're just gonna kill the boss. Sin's gonna die instantly. I'm gonna save on the ship instead, actually. What's Omega Runes yet? What's Omega Runes?
The final showdown was...
Sin is gonna, we're gonna show up and Sin's gonna be like, oh fuck. And he's gonna be like, Titus, remember I'm your daddy, don't hurt me. Oh, is it the lake? Is that where we're gonna go to? Lake Macalania? Oh, Sin. Sin. Shit. Yeppers.
Yeehaw! Here we go!
Yeah, here we go, guys. Let's see. Man, the game loads a lot faster than I remember. Alright. Do a poll on what? What do we need to poll on? Which way do I want to go? Is it south? I forget. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da.
Oh yeah!
Oh, Omega Runes are lightning dodge? Shit. That sounds intense. I can't even dodge one lightning bolt. I don't think this is gonna work.
No time to waste. Let's go.
I don't think I can't even dodge one lightning. I think that's where I have to like study YouTube videos, which I have not done yet. Is this the right way? I almost remember how to get to this the first try. Wait, no, that wasn't it. Right? It's down. Yeah, that's what you were telling me, Benevolent, that there's like a way to time it so you can consistently do it. So if you can do 0.0, you can do lightning. You think the Chocobo race is harder than dodging 200 lightnings? Really? I don't know. Part of me was like, I'd rather do the Chocobo race again. Well, because I feel like I mastered it. Really? Okay. I'll trust you guys. I trust you guys. Okay, the dodge is easier. Okay, cool. You know. It's tedious, yeah. I'm not good. See, with my ADHD brain, I'm not good with tedious stuff, though. That's why, to me, that seems like a horrible experience. Where the Chocobo race, at least I like how to like stay focused on it, you know? You bought slime? What kind of slime did you get, Kate? Okay, it's a peak power. Okay, cool. You got bougie ass slime, nice. What makes it bougie? Is it sparkly and glittery and stuff? When you do it, turn off your sound. Play a 35-minute music playlist to get focused. 35-minute playlist. Wow. I have ADHD and you did it. I'm proud of you, Benevolent. Okay, how do I do polls now? I forget. My brain is very happy. Aww. I'm beat. Sweet dreams, friends. Sweet dreams, Tiny. I hope you have a good night. Unlimited power. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by, Tiny. I appreciate you. Probably. I got one that's crunchy? And one that's fluffy. What's crunchy mean? Is it like crunchy? Okay, night, Tiny. Here, let me do a poll real quick. I have a thingy for that. Okay, lightning dodge. What's the other one? It's Omega Temple? Is that what it is? I forget what it's. Yeah, Omega. It's the Omegle Ruins or Omega Ruins. You guys have typed it a couple different ways, by the way. Omega Ruins. Here, we'll just do this. Alright, there we go. Alright, there, you guys can vote now. You'll need 2.2 million get? What? Wait. Omega Ruins. I would bribe Omega Weapon to get the item from Master Thief. Don't kill him. You need 2.2 million gil? Damn. Can I exit out of this poll without, like, it crashing? Okay, there we go. Why do I need so much gil? Do I already have Wakas? Okay. I think... I'm just gonna go through everything real quick just to make sure. I think we still only have that one for Waka. We have a couple full power ones already. And this is full power. Okay, cool. Not you, Google. I meant to put Omega, but I wouldn't push it past myself to be an ass. I like how Benevolent called you out, and all the high marks over there just being like, it was a typo. And Benevolent's like, Mark's an ass. Damn it, I didn't catch it. What didn't you catch? Where am I walking? I'm like trying to read chat and run. Oh, the Pokemon rip. You didn't catch the Shelmet. Alright, should we need to go back to the ship anyways? The poll is almost over. Get your votes in. Get your voties in. Also, I like the sleepy cat name who followed me 22 minutes ago. I like that name. Okay. Okay, Balfour can break damage limit. That's nice. You know what you should catch? What should I catch, Mark? What should I catch? Oh, hi, Mark. Shelmet escape. No one caught it. Lightning dodge. 4 votes for Lightnut. These nuts. Okay.
The final showdown with Sheen.
No, I still have to do that.
Show on the road.
I still have to do that, but that's Blitzball. I have to do like 7 more games to do it. I'm in the league right now. You almost typed these nuts, but I held back. Hey, you don't have to hold back with me or us. We can all take it. We're all degenerates secretly. Benevolent is for sure. Oh, Mark seems like he is. He could poker faces. I couldn't hold back. Oh, definitely. Ho is in your name, Benevolent. You better be a degenerate. I'm gonna be upset about it. What are we going for? Okay, we're doing lightning dodges. I'm like, I don't know why that feels like my.
Here we go.
I'm degenerate completely. Kate's wholesome. She's a wholesome Christian streamer. Proud black sheep, nice. I'm not even allowed to talk to my family on Facebook. I'm joking. I'm scree. She didn't even finish the M on that. I'm off the deep end. I'm a wholesome degenerate. Yeah, there we go. It's okay. You don't have to finish the EM. The M. That kind of works. All right, we want no encounters for this lightning strike shit, right? Ah, the EM. Yes, There, without the M, there it's no eam, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I don't need. I can't explain myself. Wait, is lightning literally happening right now? 70 lightning bolts have struck towards Titus. He successfully dodged 5 bolts totals and 3 consecutive. I have dodged 3 consecutive bolts. This is how good I am right now, guys. I'm an optimistic emo. I still have to do those sound alerts, Benevolent. I have these awesome. I have the awesome sound alerts from the star from Mario, and I can't wait. It's isn't it 200 tries? Why do I have to do 300? Only 197 more than your current best. There you go. Okay, go to the very beginning of the area. Wait, is this the wrong way, right? It's this way. Do 1,000. I'll do 1,000 just for Kate. But I'm gonna do it off stream, Kate. Don't worry. And I won't Photoshop anything. I won't take like a screenshot or Photoshop it. Perfect dodge. Did you guys see that? There's a tower to the west. Uh-huh. Why would I do that if I would say, why would I say it out loud if I was gonna do that? I'll do 2,000 for Mark, okay? We're gonna do 2,000 for Mark. It's near a ditch. And near the beginning? I know what a ditch is. A small hole. Is it this one? This one right here? I'm gonna save here. My chat is so used to giving me like directions that are like have to describe what a ditch is to me. Too far? Okay, so it's up here, more in the middle. Okay. Thank you. Is it this one over here then? This music's chill. All right, this one. There's the ditch. There's everyone. Everyone, here's the small hole. That's where the lightning strikes, right? What the fuck, lightning? Okay, so this is what I have to do. I have to go to the tower. And then I have to go to the hole. Thank you for the clip. I just noticed that. Punctuations. Go back to the tower and repeat. There's one. I got one. We're done, guys. We dodged one. That's what I have to do? You can't end stream until this is complete. This is stressful. I don't like this. This is so stressful to me. Are we gonna put music on for this? We're gonna put music on for this, guys. I know I'm doing it, but it scares the shit out of me. Pikachu. Dismiss. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna turn down console music. Get some Spotify music going. There we go. We got Spotify going now. Instead of console music, right? Okay. Get struck, go to the tower, then repeat. Okay, that's all I do. Okay. A is dodge. Okay. I'll add that next to the list. I'm so scared because I feel like I'm gonna just fucking mess up at 50 and it just fucking scares me. Easy come, easy go, guys. I'm anxious at 4. I'm at 4. Okay. Lots of it strikes me on the way back. Damn! I hit it too early. This is what the people wanted.